Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Kiv, your favorite degenerate, and today, well, it turns out that Halo the TV show is a resounding success according to the Paramount Plus streaming service. Like, you can already hear all of the Halo community saying, no, please, no, not another season. You've butchered me already, I'm dead, please, leave me alone. Wait, actually, hold on. I can do better. Paramount Plus bashes into the room. Time to take off your helmet again, Chief. God damn, this is not good. I mean, it is kind of sad, but in all seriousness, the Halo TV show is a successful show as much as we as the Halo community may love to hate it, because there are some good parts when it becomes more faithful to what the games are like, particularly the action sequences, but in the rest of it, a lot of us are sat there wondering, well, okay, but why is this a focus on the show? So according to Paramount Plus, their streaming service saw a huge amount of growth last quarter, gaining 6.8 million subscribers, bringing the total to 40 million, and their revenue to $585 million in quarter one, with the Halo TV show being a big part of it. So for us in the Halo community, this isn't really good news, because it means that whatever decisions they made, they're probably gonna stick to their guns. But in the vague hope that someone from the showrunners is willing to take on fan criticism, I am willing to still put my voice out there and throw my hat in the ring for some things that I think should be changed or improved, and who knows, maybe we get a spin-off series that has a different style that fans are more accepting of. Because even before Season 1 aired, they had already green-lit it for another season. And before the series aired, we actually thought this might have been a good sign that there was something decent in this. Because as a Halo fan, the simple truth that I can say is that this feels more like a generic sci-fi show than an actual Halo IP. And look, to be perfectly fair, if you are a fan of the TV show, then good for you. That's awesome, no worries, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I think if you haven't already checked out the games, then you'll have a great time. But honestly, the Halo TV show, it just didn't do it for me. When I saw the first episode, I was genuinely impressed. I figured, hey, this is some pretty damn good action. I can get behind this, and I really think that it has that same superhuman ability. Sure, there's a bit of drama and some bullshit after it, but hey, overall, it's a pretty balanced first episode. Then I saw episodes 2 and 3, and I started to get a picture of what we were in for, and I pretty much said to myself, alright, this is not for me, and it looks like this show is not for Halo fans either. And then it took till episode 5 for us to see action once again, and obviously we know that people came back and said, hey, episode 5's pretty good, maybe this is where things change around. And then episode 6 and 7 dropped, and our expectations also dropped with it. So because of that, I honestly do think that the Halo TV show is not going to change in what we've seen, because they have gotten the numbers that say, okay, this is our green light to give people more of what we've already done. And I, for one, really don't like that, because the show itself is well received when it is more true to the games, when it is more action sci-fi focused, when it tries to focus more on the drama. People just don't really care, and especially the fans. Like, I don't think I've seen a single person say anything positive about the Quan storyline. But I do have to admit, as much as I don't like the Halo TV show, there is a silver lining, because this could mean that we can either see the Halo show improve over time, where it can be more faithful to what Halo fans want it to be, or the other option here is that it could actually help to jumpstart another Halo series, which would be closer to what Halo fans would be happier with. And I honestly do believe that this is a real possibility, because even if you aren't a fan of the Halo show, then you could have it as a necessary evil. Something that Hidden Xperia mentioned not too long ago was the idea of having a Band of Brothers style show based around a group of ODST soldiers, and honestly, I think that is a fantastic idea, and I could totally see myself loving that series and watching it many times, because it solves so many problems with having Halo in a TV show format, because you get connection with the viewer, because ODSTs can take off their helmets, and you can tell a human, grounded story which would be able to have a lot of emotion balanced with a bunch of action, and that would be amazing to see. So what I wanted to suggest was this idea, a side story if you will, about a squad of ODSTs which tells a story from a much more darker perspective, and something that Halo hasn't really touched for a pretty decent length of time, which is the idea of giving people that sense of fear and then giving them the hope to fight against that fear. So I want you all to just bear with me while I try to paint a picture. Imagine this. You've got a squad of ODSTs going from drop zone to drop zone, constantly feet first into hell itself, fighting tooth and nail against the Covenant Armada, the entire weight of a galaxy against them. With their backs just constantly against the wall, they have to deal with loss after loss. No matter how hard they try, they still see so many planets getting destroyed and glassed despite all of their efforts. So you could have great action in all of this, and also emotion, because of how that would change people just going from constant failure and seeing the gung-ho rookies that come out of training to become these veterans that actually realize what they have signed up for. I think that this would be a very emotional and also a very grounded story that could really help to put a different aesthetic on Halo. And I always have been a firm believer that Halo is always best when it tells that slight grim dark story where you just don't know if all of your characters are gonna survive. Another advantage to telling your story in this way is that you get total creative freedom, and you basically can just introduce whatever planet, people, and enemy you want. You could have brutes that are more similar to the Banished if you really wanted to help tie it in to Halo Infinite. Like, it just actually could be a really good way to tell a story without being constrained to certain major plot points in the Halo series. I mean, Halo Landfall, what was supposed to be the start of a Halo movie, was something that I think a lot of people in the community would love to see finally completed in all of its glory. I genuinely do believe that a Band of Brothers-esque Halo ODST show would be amazing to watch and would really set a different tone. I think that there is a hopeful glimmer in the distance. But that's my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. I'd especially like to know what you all think the Halo TV show could be doing a bit better, and also what would you be doing differently? You guys have some great ideas which I would love to read through. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. It's all part of the great journey, so join me. I've been Kev, and I'll see you all on the next one.